So we were hanging out in the big parlor room, and the man was really enjoying a rerun of old-fashioned professional wrestling when Andre Giant was taking on Superfly Snooker when he was still good, and Bob Backlund, back when Bob and Superfly were partners, and they were taking on they were pitched battle with Andre the Giant. And it goes to a commercial, and the man, he looks over at me and he says, I swear to God, I was so disappointed. I went over and I thought I was getting this big, beautiful pork chop. And when I got home, it was just like this crappy breaded pork chop. It was dry, and I thought, wow, when I looked in there, it looked like it was this gorgeous pork chop, almost like a shake and bake. It was like I had like little crystallizations of breading. It looked so delicious and appetizing. When I got home, it was a crappy breaded thing. And I think there's no bone. It's not a pork chop if there's not a bone, but it's supposed to be put on a biscuit. So I felt like I got taken. And I know what the problem is. The man, I think he suffers from pork chop dyslexia. So I think when he looked in, they have this like glass counter so you can look in and see all the choices they have at the Marathon gas station here in Kentucky. You get some good breakfast. The hash browns are to die for. The biscuits are the best. They call them round eggs. It's a fried egg. They have scrambled eggs, but those are always pre-made. They're fake. The round eggs are actually made real. It's delicious. They got good biscuits and gravy. They got good things to put on the biscuits. They got the best pork. They got the best bacon. They got chicken. But when you get up in that, they call it tenderloin. It used to be a nice thin little piece of tenderloin. It was really pork tenderloin. Now what they call a pork chop is not really a pork chop. But the man, he looked into the glass thing, and I think he confused a hash brown. Somehow the hash brown and the crappy pork chop became an amalgam in his mind's eye, and he saw it was almost like a shake and bake, beautiful pork chop. But that's because he combined I think when he looked in at the angle he was looking, he combined the hash brown and the crappy pork chop into this amalgam of this beautiful, beautiful pork chop. And I think it's because he's got pork chop dyslexia. Sometimes you don't see things exactly the way they are, and he thinks he's getting a really phenomenal restaurant quality with glistening shards of shake and bake or some kind of breading that was just so beautiful and gorgeous and it made you so amazing, But the thing is, the man, he was just so disappointed that when he got home, he didn't even get a biscuit with it. The lady's like, you don't want to put that on a biscuit? And he's like, no, that's a beautiful pork chop. Who would put that on a biscuit? I wouldn't want to get the bone. I wouldn't want to bite the bone. And the lady looked at him like he was crazy. I remember that part. The lady looked at him like, what bone? There's not a bone in it. It goes on a biscuit. What are you, stupid? But it didn't matter. The man, he had a pork chop dyslexia problem, but he got through it. And, that's the important thing.